Hey guys, and welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Artsy Sophia here, and I'm going to be doing a draw with me today, and also I'm going to be giving some quick tips on how to improve your art. So today I'm drawing a piece that I've done and is up already on my Instagram. You can go check it out if you want. It will be in the description below, but just in case you don't know, it's Artsy Sophia. And most of my social media is Artsy Sophia. I like to make them all the same. So the art piece that I'm doing here is a art piece that's part of my zodiac series that I've started probably a month or two back. I'm really bad remembering times and dates, and it was just me creating different art for each zodiac sign, like anything that came into my mind. So this piece is Gemini, and this Gemini piece was inspired by a couple of different things. Firstly, I really liked the idea of like conjoint twins, and you know how like Gemini has like two faces in like the zodiac sign thing, so I was really inspired by that, and I thought that I would use that idea. So I found a couple images of Google as references, and I will put all my references below, because I like to use like a lot of references in my artwork. I don't just use one reference, I usually use like a couple different references for different things, because I don't know, I just feel like my artwork comes out better when I have something to look at. You know, I always have my references to the side and I start sketching. I think in my next video I will show you guys my process of how I come up with my different art pieces. So the process that I use to create my art in general is I like to do a lot of rough sketches. So I will literally do anywhere from 5 to 6 rough sketches. I don't know why I do that. My art, I always start off messy, and then it's like as I go along I start to clear up my art. My line art is always messy. Like the only time I do clean line art is when I have like a final idea of what it's gonna look like, and then I do a clean line art, and then I start doing my inked art. Even sometimes my inked art takes me a while, as you can see in my video here where I'm drawing this Gemini art piece. It's taken me a bit of time to get to the point where I can put down my final lines. Yeah, so like my art is always messy in the beginning, so it's always like that for me. And I've been playing around with my painting techniques on Sketchbook Pro. I'm going to say Autodesk Sketchbook because I think it's called Autodesk Sketchbook now. It used to be called Sketchbook Pro, I'm guessing, when you had to pay for it. But yeah, so I'm using Autodesk Sketchbook to do this art piece. I should have mentioned that at the beginning. I really like Autodesk Sketchbook. It's one of my favorite softwares, or any kind of, out of all of them, it's my favorite. Well, I haven't tried all of them, but I've tried a couple. I've tried Krita, I've tried most of the free ones, I've tried GIMP. GIMP was very difficult. It took me a while to learn, and even after I learned it, I didn't feel fully comfortable using GIMP. And Krita, I found that there was a lot of lagging for me on Krita. A lot. I had to do like a lot of these free drawing softwares or apps or whatever. They always like need like, you need to like go on YouTube and find out how do I stop making this lag, because a lot of them have like lag issues. And the only issue I've had with Sketchbook, Autodesk Sketchbook, is sometimes it just bugs out sometimes, but it's like not all the time. It's like 1 or 2 times that it's happened, and it's only started happening to me recently. It doesn't normally bug out, but I really love Autodesk Sketchbook. Sketchbook is so comfortable to use. I feel like it's so easy to experiment on, and you can also create your own brushes, which I want to start learning soon. You can literally make your own brushes for specific things. It's a bit similar to Procreate, I'm guessing, because Procreate has like a lot of options for tools on, like, such as brushes and stuff. And I've heard that Procreate is really good, and from the art that I'm seeing, like, a lot of people using Procreate create beautiful art. So yeah, I feel like if I was to ever try out another app, it would definitely be Procreate. Like, Procreate seems like it's very simple and it's very straight to the point, a bit like Sketchbook, because Sketchbook, the layout is so friendly. Like, coming from someone who's tried like anywhere from 3 to 4 different drawing apps before they started using Sketchbook. Sketchbook was probably the easiest one. Like, the minute that I got on the app, I was like, oh, okay, all I have to do is I have my pen and there's a plain digital sheet, and I just started drawing, not knowing that anything about the other tools or how to paint, how to use the lasso. For a while I didn't even know how to use the lasso tool. I hope that's how you say it. I was literally just using the eraser to erase when I would color outside the lines. So that was something that I did, but now I use the lasso tool, but not all the time, especially with painting pieces. Sometimes it's okay if you paint outside of the lines. So yeah, I definitely recommend Sketchbook as a, if you're a painter, I recommend Sketchbook. I feel like Sketchbook it's good enough. It does what it needs to do. And for me, like, as an artist, like, that's all I need. If the app that I'm using, I can paint, I can ink, I can draw, that's all that matters to me. I can get my artwork done. That's it. And I still have like a lot of stuff to explore and ways to improve. And so yeah, I'm going to be using Sketchbook for most of my art then, most of the time. So most of my art pieces take me a while. They take me anywhere from 3 to 5 hours. Yeah, so it takes me a while. It takes me roughly an hour to get the ink down, like perfect clean ink lines down, and then it'll probably take me a while to like color in my art. I'd say color in because I don't really think I paint a whole lot. Yeah, what's the point of being an artist if you never improve? That's what I'm saying. So I've been rambling on for too long about Sketchbook and what I do, but this is a draw with me, so you're gonna hear a whole lot about what I do. So sorry if you don't like that. But where are we going? So this art piece is a Gemini art piece that I'm doing, and I was inspired by this really cool art piece that I saw another YouTuber do. I'm guessing she's a YouTuber, and she did like this two like conjoint twins, and they both had like kind of clear like clear white eyes, and it was like kind of creepy but cute at the same time. So I got the inspiration there from the eyes, but I will definitely link everything below that I can find, where they were like these two conjoint twins, and they were like both attached, and they were wearing like this long dress, and it was a very beautiful drawing. So that's where I got my inspiration from. But the mermaid idea was pretty original and something that I came up with in my head. Like, it was just like a moment of inspiration. I was like, oh wait, they could be like conjoint mermaids. So that's where that came from. And yeah, so you're gonna see that when I zoom out. You're gonna see the whole thing. And I found that like to be, I always get ideas like that when I'm drawing. I come up with random crazy ideas in my head. I don't know if all artists are like that. I'll be drawing something and I don't know where my artwork will end up, but it's like as I'm going through the process, I will come up with different things in my head, and I'll just get like moments of like, oh, you should add this, oh, you should use this color, or I might put down a flat color and then I might just erase all of that and be like, no, that's not the color I want this matches better. I don't know, I have a lot of trial and error, So it's not like when I feel like a lot of artists go through this, but it's not like when I'm in the process of creating an art piece, it's never smooth. It's always like trial and error and cutting things out and deleting things, you know. There's even been a couple times where I've like been halfway through an ink piece and then my art is just like completely gone. It's disappeared. But then like it was like kind of a good thing because I wasn't so sure about that art piece, you know. And then there are times where I complete an art piece and I'll be like, I can accept that, that's good enough. I know there's like a lot of artists that when they complete their art piece they really hate it. If I really hate an art piece that I'm working on, I think it would be very difficult for me to complete it because I just wouldn't be able to. I would just scrap it all together, especially when I used to do traditional art. With traditional art, if you do one ink line wrong, it's like you can't just rub out ink. So it would just be like scrap it and throw it in the bin, especially when I used to draw with ink pens, especially the ones that bleed. When you draw with ink and you smudge them by accident, and then it would just like smudge all over and ruin your line work. I used to have those kind of pens, and whenever that would happen I would just be like, oh my god, and I would just scrunch up the paper and throw it in the bin, which is very annoying. So I feel like for that reason digital art is like, it's really good. Like, and however, but it did take me long to get the hang of digital art for someone who has been untraditional for such a long time. And what's funny is it's like these past couple of months, I've been so obsessed with digital art. All I do is digital art. I barely ever pick a pencil and paper and sketch, only when like I want to get some ideas down. I find it easier to get ideas down on paper and quicker for me. So other than that, I don't create art using pen and paper anymore. So I literally do everything on the computer now, which is kind of good and bad. I don't know if that's a bad thing yet. I'm gonna find out, but I really want to get back into traditional art. I feel like it was easier and quicker. I feel like traditional art was quicker. I don't know why. But yeah, I found it quicker. I feel like digital art takes longer, way too long. So I wanted to like end the video with my tips for improving your drawing. I've been drawing for a long time now. I've been drawing ever since I was a kid, and I feel like there were points where my art was like not where I wanted it to be at all. It still isn't, but I have a couple tips for those people who really want to improve. So these are just quick tips off the top of my head. I haven't like planned or anything, so sorry if I go through this really quickly. So my main tip is find an artist's work who really inspires you, like what makes you want to draw. It doesn't have to be a specific art piece. It can be a movie, it can be an anime series, it can be anything. What inspires you? And then what I recommend is to get studies, different art pieces, or different all those things that inspire you. Is it like an image, or is it like a specific art piece? Get multiple pieces from that artist, or from that movie, or from that scene, or from that comic. It doesn't matter where it's from. Get it, and if you're using a digital art software, have like reference images to look at and observe and draw from. I'm telling you, this is what helped me improve. I would get manga books of Naruto, and I would literally open up the page, or I would print out a page of Naruto, and I wouldn't trace. I would put it on the table and I would get my paper and I would draw by, eyeballing Masashi Kishimoto's art, and I would try to replicate it on my paper with my own abilities. And eventually I was able to get to the level where I would be able to closely replicate his art. A lot of artists say don't do this, but I think if there's a specific goal, this depends on the goal that you have. If you want to draw realistic art, then you have to draw from people. Um, but if you like want to draw like a stylized or cartoony, I think drawing from like comic books or like manga isn't that bad. It's not harmful, and I feel like you can learn a lot. But I feel like you always have to be flexible and be open to different techniques and different ways of learning. But yeah, that's what really helped me, was learning from successful artists. A lot of people say you should always draw from people, and I agree. I feel like drawing from people, you learn a lot of things that you wouldn't learn from just drawing from anime or manga. So I think you should try and do both. Try drawing from people and try drawing from comic books, and I think you should always do observational drawings where you're looking at the art piece or looking at an object or looking at a person when you're drawing. These things really help. Tracing, I don't know about tracing, I can't say anything about tracing. I've heard people say that tracing really helps them, but I am kind of skeptical. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but what I'm saying is if you really want to have a stronger drawing foundation and you want to be able to improve very quickly with your own abilities, and I feel like observational drawing, um, reference drawing by looking at the image and trying to replicate it, this is a really good way of learning. So I'm going to be doing a lot of more of that on my YouTube channel, and if you guys want to watch me improve or want to get ideas and tips, that's what you guys can do. So thanks for watching my YouTube video today, and have a good day.